It's Ronnie, and welcome to Wayfaring Panda's 500 subscriber YouTube Pop celebration and giveaway. So that means Annette is having a giveaway also. And it's a pick five, and she listed a bunch of things for us to pick from. And so, I kind of picked the ones that I like too. And it's also Christy's Beautiful Life Series 17. So I will have a sketch for today's layout. And it's a super cute one. And it's this one right here. And it is by, well, it's Angie. And that name you see right there. But it's a super cute sketch. And I had a lot of fun creating it. And using the scrap 5 list. And I'm going to scrap these two photos here. And I made them retro. I uh, used Intrepid in Picmonkey, and I also rounded the corners. Now, they probably should have been more square because my remembrance of retro ones back then were rounded corners and more square, but I went with what I had. I am going to use this minivan, retro looking minivan, and also Girls Rule title there, and they're both by K.S. Craft. And film strips is one of her favorites, mine too. So I'm going to use one of them. And I had a hard time deciding which one. I have some laser cuts there, and I have this stencil here. And, oh, and I went ahead and put this cardstock on the back to go at the top because it shows that on the sketch. And then it has other paper angled down a little bit. And I almost did my stencil wrong and line it up with the top part of it because it is 12 by 12 when it gets done. Then I thought, oh man, I want it to go with the one paper. There is a couple of strips of paper going down the edge of the circle here. And so I use my favorite two pieces. One is, what do you call it, branding strip, and the other one was a scrap that I had. Oh, I love that teal. Oh, she wanted teal or greenish blue, whatever. I can't remember. She had three things, turquoise, but teal was on there, and this was perfect for it. And I believe it came from the Lena collection. The paper in the background is from Spectrum Sherbet. And I do believe I have some, no, not Spectrum Sherbet, Spectrum Gardenia, but I do believe I have some Spectrum Sherbet in here. Oh, the back of the photos, the matting, I know that came from Spectrum Sherbet. I really wanted to use the large strip here, and I kept looking at it and looking at it, and I thought, well, I had a smaller one uh, in the sketch, and I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and go with the smaller one. It looks like it works on the sketch, so surely it'll go ahead and work for me. So that is my reasoning behind finally using the smaller one, since I was having such a hard time deciding. I had this tag that was fussy cut off of one of the, advertisement papers, and so I added some twine to it, and that does have silver and teal twine. And then I just cut it apart so I can add it on here too. It's not on the sketch, but I wanted to add just a little bit more there. And of course, it took me a minute to remember my van. I don't know why, but it did. And you can tell already with just two pieces put together that it is one of the little old 1960s vans. Uh, Flower child van. And I did think about putting a flower on the front and the middle, but in the end, I changed my mind. I started to use that button there. There was two of them, and they kind of sort of look like a button. And then once I laid it there, I thought, no, I think I'll go ahead and use the silver. I cut out both, so I'd have the choice when I got to laying them down on the cardstock. But I thought the silver would look good, like reflective headlights there. And it does have a rim, so I did it in white so it'd show up good on that teal. And that teal is the same that I used behind the photos. And I'm hunting the pieces here. Some of them was a little hard to find, and some I had extra because I didn't put quite everything on here. But I had two of the tires when I cut them out, two cuts out at the same time. Did I find it in that tray? No. So I just cut the one that I had in half. They might have been a little taller, higher profile tires if I had just found the other one though. But this came with the van, and like I said, I had thought about putting a flower there and finally decided to go ahead and put the heart because the pictures are of my granddaughter Hope and her cousin Libby. And Hope got a phone, yes, 8 years old, and a phone. And she's very, very limited on her use of it. And she told her dad she wanted to video call me. And when she did, she told me she wanted to do a photo op. So this is part of her photo op. She took quite a few pictures though and kept walking around the yard and taking them and talking to me while she was doing it. But Libby was over there, and of course she was real willing to be in the photo op. Malachi, not so much. He did one photo and he was done. So most of them have either just Libby or the two girls together, or even one has some trees. But I put the van down there. I tried setting it next to the photos because there is a cluster there. But since I used two photos instead of one, there really wasn't room to put it there. So I put it down there in the corner. And the title is right above the photo in the sketch. But I decided to add mine over to the cluster on the right. So I'm adding a banner and my title, and it does have a shadow in the background, and I did use the shadow too, and it's the same cardstock I used on the back of the photos. And the girls' rule, I used one of the 6x8 paper pads, and it had like some numbers and mixed media looking stuff on it. I didn't use a solid piece. Well, I did, I can't lie. I did. I used two different ones. But when I held it up to that circle there in the center, they just didn't quite go. But this one went perfectly, so I went ahead and used it. I'm not sure. Oh, I wasn't sure what was in my hand. I wanted something black up in that corner. Since there's black on the van, there's black in the big cluster. I wanted to add some black up there. So it says good vibes. So y'all may notice the way I talk that I have a cough drop in my mouth, but I will try to uh, hit the stop button when I think I'm going to cough. Um, the pink in the circle, I wanted to add a little bit more of that, so I added these two flowers, and I will find one. Oh, a butterfly is a butterfly that I found later that will go with it too. I wanted to put a flower, but I've got a butterfly instead. And oh, if y'all didn't notice, the license plate on there says love. And there was a leaf in the laser cuts. I believe this went with a cluster. So I added that to my flowers because my flowers did not have any on there. But I think they look better with the flowers. And I'm adding foam tape under the larger one, and then I'm going to tuck the other one under just a wee bit. Now, my little cluster there has this white gap in between the pictures and the film strip and stuff, and the tag there. So I wanted to add something there so it wouldn't be just plain white all by itself. I wanted something that had print on it. So I added that ticket, and I did cut it apart, so I do have some to use later. But while I was finding it, I also found that frame, and it says captured moments. And so, yeah, Hope did a good job of capturing this moment. And I added it to it. And why waste the other part? I went ahead and added it also. Of course, it wouldn't have been wasted. I would have used it on another layout. But there was an empty spot up there, so of course it got used. I will add something to it, though, in a little bit, because I thought that was just a bit more gap than I wanted. there is no pink down here in this right hand corner. And so, of course, I was wanting to add some pink. And then I have this little, well, it looks stitched. It looks like it has string and everything. And it says nothing better than this. And I was going to add it just all by itself. But then I thought, man, I need a little bit of pink down there. So that ticket, just the edge of the ticket went there. That was all that would fit. Oh, and I forgot. This video is late. I did not get my Punched Out Thursday done this week and the sketch for today. But I got this one done. I'm going to try my best to get the other ones done. Well, catching up might be a bit iffy because I do have surgery the 31st, so there might not be no videos in April. I'm using, yes, it is Heidi Swap. I am using Heidi Swap Black Velvet and splattering it on here, and that's it. That's my layout. And my 5 things are stencil, ink in my stencil, spray, which I used as splatter, film strip, and retro. I believe that was it. That's 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. I thought I might get more, but I guess not. That's all I'm counting right now. Oh, and teal. I use teal. But be sure to check out the playlist down there below for Annette's Hop. She is having a giveaway, so be sure to check that out and congratulate her on her 500 subscribers. And also, it's a 30 days of sketches, and I do have a sketch by Angie. I can say that part of her name, Angie, which is super cute. And yeah, I had lots of fun making this layout, and I really want to congratulate Annette for her achievement. But there's the girls, and girls rule with good vibes and cute little butterfly. And that's it. That's my layout. I want to thank you all so very, very much for taking the time to join me today while I created it. And I want to thank you for always being there. I really appreciate that. But I hope you have fun on the hops and have a happy, scrappy week. Bye.